7National News, here are the headlines. Global education supplies and solutions officially launched in Dubai. Dubai Airports announces 10-year forecast. And tornado rips through New Zealand capital. And in our top story, the UAE's Ministry of Education emphasised the importance of elevating the quality of education in the country at the Global Education Supplies and Solutions Forum. According to officials, it is essential to look at current trends to maximise students' potential. The three-day event aims to provide educators the necessary tools that address present challenges.
His Excellency Humaid Al Khatami, UAE Minister of Education, launched the 4th Global Education Forum and Global Education Supplies and Solutions, wherein he highlighted the importance of providing quality education. Across the UAE, educational institutions are adopting a variety of measures and technologies to cope with the changing trends and benefit learners. One such case is a school that encourages mobile learning among its pupils.
Well, we've developed the GEMS Royal Dubai School app in association with a company called Astute Labs, and it's having a huge impact on the children's learning. The children are producing the content as part of a news team, and they're making videos and producing photographs and doing the writing for it. And what we're seeing is that the children are collaborating, and we talk a lot about independent learners.
The new application is already reaping its benefits in just a few months. Students as young as 7 years are now adept at using mobile technology in their studies.
I think it helps you learn because it's like technology of like right now instead of like using old-fashioned a way of learning. But even though there's like spell check and things like that, they save in your dictionary anyway.
In Dubai, it's more likable to use like technology than in Egypt because there's more easier ways to do it. You can open an iPad, iPod, computer. You could open anything.
However, not all schools and countries in the region have such fully developed systems.
The challenges that we see now is that the students are more into technology and teachers have to be updated with the technology. If we start off with the traditional method, they just switch off. That's the main challenge that we have now.
The new generation is different than our generation. They are grown up with the technology. That's why we have to meet their needs and implement the ICT in education, whether in the curriculum or even in the way of their life. That's very important for the educators to think about it because it's the trend of the world nowadays.
Visually, students can see things and grab the information faster, okay? And they will not be able to forget it, very easily.
And while it may seem like an exciting time for both educators and learners, the rapid change in education and technology may seem daunting for some. Microsoft is among the exhibitors that hope to make the transition seamless from the traditional to conventional methods.
We have several offerings this year, but I'll narrow my discussion into two very important offerings from Microsoft in education, which is the multi-point technology, and that's the official launch in Gulf. And multi-point technology is basically about cutting the cost of hardware and increasing student access to computing devices. So a teacher can be in the classroom managing several devices that are connected to one computer, and each of the screens is actually performing the full functions of a full computer, but at a fraction of the cost of having each individual student have one computer.
Participants at the 3-day event hope the showcase of the latest trends and technology available in the market will provide the response needed by the developing education sector in the UAE and the region. Khadija Sali, 7National News.
The Arabian travel market, now in its second day, has indeed grabbed the attention of most of the city's professionals. Crowds have been gathering to update their knowledge on trends in tourism, hospitality, aviation and other related disciplines. A groundbreaking topic this morning was the announcement of Dubai Airport's 10-year forecasts up to 2020. The success story behind Dubai's double-digit growth rate in the aviation industry has been due to several reasons, including Dubai's geocentric position that has enabled the city to reach this record beyond industry expectations.
The growth of Emirates Airlines, their big orders of aircrafts, and always they are increasing. The secondly is the growth also of Fly Dubai as a low-cost carrier, beside the other low-cost carrier from India, from Pakistan, from GCC countries. This is all, I think, making the double-digit growth always in a high spot.
Dubai Airports, which owns and manages the operation and development of Dubai's two airports, Dubai International and Dubai World Central Al Maktoum International, saw that international passenger numbers increased 9.1%, with passenger and cargo traffic doubling to reach 47.2 million from 2005 to 2010. By 2015, Dubai International is poised to become the busiest airport in the world.
The fact that we've had 50 years of continuous growth is quite unique in the entire industry. And I believe the reason for that is manifold. I mean, first of all, and I think the most important thing is incredibly strong leadership by the ruler here of Dubai and also by our chairman, Sheikh Ahmed bin Zayed Al Maktoum. And that visionary leadership has translated into a policy of liberal approach and open skies, which has been there right since the beginning of aviation. And other parts of the world haven't got that success story. The other thing, of course, is that because aviation contributes such a significant proportion of the GDP, we think it's over 25%, the focus is on enabling that growth, because clearly it makes very good business sense and a very good growth story for the whole economy here in Dubai.
And over in Abu Dhabi today, the fourth edition of the UAE Global Investment Forum brought together senior delegates from around the world to discuss the issues related to the UAE's economic outlook. Abu Dhabi's ambitions for the UAE are well known through the Abu Dhabi Economic Vision 2030, where the government is supporting investments in a wide range of industries. June Wrigley has this report.
As the capital city of the UAE, Abu Dhabi is the key to the country's transformation. But what are the main goals for the Abu Dhabi 2030 vision, and how will reform impact the region's economic outlook and investor sentiment?
And this landscape is based on 7 important pillars. The first one, to ensure sustainable growth of the economy. Second is to ensure full diversification of the economy. Third, to ensure that the non-oil sector take the effective part of this growth and contribute to by 64% to the GDP. All this, of course, will enable the economy to grow and to achieve its goals within the coming periods up to 2030.
A prime example of Abu Dhabi's diversification plan is the new Khalifa Industrial Zone Abu Dhabi, or KIZAD, a 420 square kilometre industrial haven with a 26.5 billion dirham budget.
KIZAD is one of the major projects Abu Dhabi government is undertaking in the diversification agenda of the economy of Abu Dhabi, and as a part of the Abu Dhabi 2030. KIZAD, as situated in Abu Dhabi, has access of around 40 million consumers within the GCC. Within 4 time zones, there are 4.8 billion people where you are able to go and talk to them and you are able to do business. So it becomes a hub, really, to access the market around you. We have focused on a number of clusters which are directly driven from the Abu Dhabi 2030.
The UAE's economic outlook and Abu Dhabi 2030 plan paints a relatively optimistic outlook compared to the rest of the region, and this is in part due to the luxury of hindsight as well as thoughtful foresight from the UAE.
Well, the region is experiencing some growing pains, but it's being transformed into a new emerging market, the next emerging market, like Brazil is and like some countries in Asia are. And there's a whole new paradigm unfolding, which entails different methods of political, economic, and security governance in the region, all of which are emerging as we speak. The UAE and many countries in the region that have really done their homework over the past couple of years and invested heavily and improved the educational system will be able to skip some steps and skip some of the pain that was experienced in other emerging markets when they were emerging. Some of the countries in Asia, India, even China, because the populations are smaller and the resource base is higher, and because today they have the benefit of hindsight. They can learn from how Turkey did things and from how other countries did things. They can learn on their own and with the help of the international organizations.
Although the region is expected to endure a mixture of growing pains, experts agreed the UAE is likely to emerge from such periods not only faster but stronger. June Wrigley, 7National News.
Etihad Airways has won 4 titles at the annual World Travel Awards ceremony for the Middle East that was held last night, including the coveted title as the Middle East leading airline. The ceremony took place at the Armani Hotel Dubai in the Burj Khalifa, setting the scene for a hugely successful evening for the airline company. The Abu Dhabi-based airline also received the Middle East's leading airline First Class Award, the Middle East leading cabin staff award, and the Middle East leading airline in-flight entertainment award. Meanwhile, Dubai Cruise Terminal, operated by global marine terminal operator DP World and managed by the Department of Tourism and Commerce Marketing, has been voted the Middle East's leading cruise port for a 4th consecutive year. As voted by 213,000 travel industry professionals from around the world, the World Travel Awards spotlight the very best in travel, regionally and globally. The Dubai Chamber of Commerce and Industry has introduced a monthly fresh food price index containing the price indices for fresh meat, fish and seafoods, fruits and vegetables. The April results of the FPPI is based on a collection of 595 price quotations acquired from Dubai's main fish and vegetable market, major hypermarkets, as well as from smaller but easily accessible groceries. Targeting businesses and consumers, this latest initiative tracks prices for fresh food items by comparing their monthly as well as year-on-year price changes that would serve as a reference for all the Chamber's stakeholders. The latest April Fresh Food Price Index indicates a drop of 4.1% in comparison to the month of March and a 1.8% slide from the previous year. The UAE's employment growth for April of this year hit a 16th-month high, according to the HSBC Purchasing Managers Index survey. The survey showed employment growth rose the fastest since December 2009, as the UAE's non-oil private sector firms took on additional staff, raising buying activity in April. Medium-sized firms were the best performers. The report also shows that business activity in the UAE rose to a 21-month high last month, with a hike in new orders and output. The PMI index measures the performance of the UAE's manufacturing and services industries, which rose to 57.5 points last month, compared to 54.7 in March and 54.3 in February of this year. The 50-point mark separates growth from contraction. Officials say that the results show that the UAE recovery is building momentum, with a new growth cycle underway. The Dubai municipality has intensified its efforts to protect natural resources and the rationalisation of consumption through random inspection campaigns. The inspections will be cast on areas near residential villas that are under construction. Abdul Salam Mohammed Saleh, the head of the Environmental Control Section, said that many companies and enterprises dig up and sell large amounts of land and soil without prior permission from the municipality, which has had a negative impact on the environment of the areas. He added that companies take advantage of consumption needs of resources, even though there are penalties for doing so. The efforts of the municipality include the application of a specific mechanism for the issuance of permits to transport and store sand in municipality storage sites for free transportation for construction companies. And looking abroad now, a tornado tore through New Zealand's largest city of Auckland today, sending cars flying through the air and ripping the roofs off buildings, leaving 1 dead and injuring more than a dozen. The tornado struck the suburb of Albany, north of central Auckland, at about 3 p.m, with damage centred on the local shopping mall, before it moved south, leaving a 5-kilometre trail of destruction in its wake. Radio New Zealand quoted local hospital officials as saying 2 people were killed and dozens injured, 3 of them critically. And up next, we have the day's business news, so stay with us.